Marvel, what are you trying to do to us? Moving up Avengers Infinity War a full week?
And 6 mystery titles? What the hell could they be? Stick around. Welcome to my side of the laundry room. Marvel just announced that they're moving up the Avengers Infinity War up by a week.
Which, of course, begins the speculation that they're running from Deadpool.
Yeah.
Whatever. But then...
But it's all their money now.
Well,
for all intents and purposes.
For all intents, yeah, you're taking it from the right pocket and putting it in the left. But I think it's actually Marvel paying attention to Black Panther. Black Panther is now, when we're doing this, is entering its third week of most likely being on top at the box office. Yes. So I think by moving Avengers Infinity War back a week, they're basically reaping the benefits of a 3-week stay before the next real big competition. That's what I think. I don't think that they're running from Deadpool. I just think they're maximizing their profit.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Okay.
But who cares? It just moves the fucking movie up a week so we can actually see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you told me it's coming out April 15th, tax day, who cares? You know what I mean? Doesn't matter.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just it's that much closer. You know, it's not 6 weeks away. It's only 5 weeks away. Right. I know that's a stupid thing to say in the grand scheme of things, but you know, who cares?
Exactly.
But you know,
it's all good news.
They announced that. And then literally 24 hours later, they announced that they've got 6 slots.
Yes.
All the way up to, I think, 2022. Okay?
Yeah.
And then, of course, there starts the speculation. And I think I think you could speculate that 3 of those films, we kind of know what they're going to be.
Yeah,
and then I think
sequels.
3 of those, exactly. And I think 3 of those films are going to be anybody's guess.
Yeah. Now, when we talked earlier, you said you think they have a plan, but could they be waiting for, what is this, phase 3? To see how well some of those movies are before they add their sequels to the...
I think this would be an easier episode to do in 2019. And what I mean by that is you're at the second part of Infinity War.
Yes.
So at that point...
And Captain Marvel will be out.
Of course. But I think at that point, you're going to know if there is a Captain America 4. It may not be with Evans, but it may be with somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? You would assume after Thor Ragnarok's massive success that there's another Thor movie in the future. But you don't know that. Because you don't know if Chris Hemsworth is going to renew his contract.
Right.
You know, we get into all these issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then ultimately, what happens with Iron Man? You know, is there an Iron Man 4 in the pike? I mean, there's nothing that's been discussed.
Right.
You know, I don't know if we need an Iron Man 4.
No, he may have been reduced to a supporting
At
role,
this point, I have no problem with that.
Fine.
As a matter of fact, if you wanted to put somebody else in the armor, that's fine too. Just keep Tony Stark around.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. You know, Tony Stark could be the Hank Pym of the Avengers. You know, Hank Pym quit putting a costume on for most of the 80s. After he got done kicking the Wasp's ass and drinking too much.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm just saying, that's what happened. I mean, he quit putting he wasn't Goliath, he wasn't Yellow Jacket, he wasn't anybody. He was just Hank Pym. And I think that could be Tony Stark's or Robert Downey Jr.'s eventual goal. Okay, you don't have to be there for 2 hours of filming.
Right.
But you do have to be here for 5-6 minutes of cameo. I think that would be possible.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
I think one of the films is going to be Guardians 3.
Oh, definitely.
And I think one of the films will probably be Black Panther 2.
Definitely.
And I think the other film, if we're going to say 3 and 3, is probably Doctor Strange 2.
I was thinking the same thing. The same 3 I was thinking about.
But then after that, it's anybody's guess.
Yes.
Anybody's. I think there may be the best chance for a Silver Surfer film. Because of the time frame.
Yeah.
And that's that's a product that, or that's a character that Marvel has definitely wanted to pursue. They've made no bones about it.
Right, right.
I think it also depends how Guardians 3 ends out. You could see the beginning of Adam Warlock, which could roll into a Surfer movie as well.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I mean. Fantastic Four is one of those films. After that, it's.
Now, okay.
I mean, is that Deadpool 3 too?
That's exactly the point I was going to bring up. These 6 mystery movies, does that roll in Fox's, or do they have a separate slate that they'll follow?
According to the deal, everything should be worked out by 2019, Christmas of 2019, December of 2019. So if we're looking at this from a 2020, 2021, and we'll even go 2022 time frame, all of that should be in the House of Mouse.
Okay.
So I think Marvel is picking those dates, knowing that they have all of these rights coming to them. I mean, let's be honest. Avengers is a huge film.
Yes.
Well, we were looking at stuff back in May and June being leaked out. So if they want to crank out a film, they're quite capable of cranking out a film.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So if they really, and let's be honest, they've got all of this character base. They have Wakanda already in a program somewhere. They already have Avengers Tower in a program somewhere. It's not going to be that far-fetched. You're not writing new software. You know what I mean? It's all these backdrops are there. I think it can be easily done. I think the biggest problem is going to be Fantastic Four, how it's going to fit in, and I would assume that one of those 6 films is an FF film. I think it's logical to assume that it's an FF film.
Okay. Well, thinking about that, that's only giving us 6 films. Now let's look at Fox, what they have coming out. They have New Mutants. They have Dark Phoenix, yet again. Deadpool 2. I think they're the only 3.
Right. And then
what
Marvel
if they're
has
successful?
And Marvel has 3.
Right.
We have Black Panther.
No, I'm just saying that, okay, you've only freed up 6 slots, and we know possibly 3 of those are already sequels. But what if, Deadpool's going to do great? Now, what if Dark Phoenix does phenomenal?
What if it doesn't?
Understood, but what if it does? And New Mutants, what if that does as well?
I think New Mutants is going to fall on
clear-
its face.
I'm just speaking from
Okay.
what if,
Okay.
since it's Marvel anyway, what if they do great? I'm not saying better than Avengers, but they do damn good, that they warrant a sequel. Do they add to their 6? Or do they clear way out and just say we're only doing 6?
Well, if you look at it, if let's pretend for a second that we're going to say this year is the beginning of the Fox Disney triumvirate or whatever, okay? There's 6 films this year between those 2 studios that have to do with Marvel characters.
Yes.
So is it that far-fetched to believe that those 6 time frames, dates, what have you, could be expanded? Sure. Between now and 2019, that can change 6 more times.
The only downside to that is, at this moment, people are going to be screaming, superhero fatigue.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I agree. It's a real thing because I just told you I just saw Justice League. That is a fatigue-worthy film.
Understood.
But I watched Thor Ragnarok and thought, God, I can't wait to watch this again. So there's the difference. That yes, I believe there is fatigue, but I think it's fatigue that is created and perpetuated by DC movies.
Understood.
It's all I can say. You cannot compare the 2 films right now, or the two companies.
Right.
One is on a clear path. That's why I say what I say about they know what they're doing, and the other one is still looking for traction, in my opinion. In my opinion. But either which way, I could see them expanding if they need to. If Phoenix does well and makes $250 million, $300 million, whatever the price tag is, then yes, I can see X-Men 4 Electric Boogaloo coming out with whatever cast of characters. Right. If New Mutants, which I don't think will do well, I think the marketing is interesting, and I think it's a hell of a gamble.
Yes.
But I don't know if it'll pay off for them.
Understood.
Deadpool 2 might as well be a printing press. So those are the big three, whatever
Okay.
Fox films. I think all of those are, with the exception of maybe one, primed for sequels in the future. And honestly, I think the cast of characters for X-Men right now are far more likable than the Singer X-Men characters.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
The ages are right.
And I think, I hate to say this, but he was still a producer. But with the little kerfluffle he's going through right now with the sexual abuse allegations and him being yanked off of all these things, I hate to say this, but it's probably the best thing that can happen to the X-Men world universe.
I think anything with new blood's the best thing that could happen to the X-Men
Yeah.
universe. You know,
But his staleness has been clinging and hanging on to that poor franchise from the first one.
well, let's be honest. If it wasn't for those, he's an average director.
Yeah.
I mean, his Superman movie was a failure.
Cool. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, they needed each other. The two films he didn't do for X-Men didn't commercially do well. Commercially do well. I mean, since he came back, there's been renewed interest. But I think it's kind of like the ship has sailed with him and the franchise. That's my opinion.
I agree. I agree.
As a matter of fact, I'd let the guys doing Deadpool take a crack at it. Or someone take a crack at it that isn't...
Right. But of course, people thought, well, Brett Ratner tried one and no one liked it. I liked it.
I did too.
I had no problem with it.
I did too. As a matter of fact, I think it's my second favorite X-Men film.
Yeah, after the second one.
Yes, yeah.
I agree. I definitely agree.
But I mean, I hate to go, but they've got these guys under contract. Have James Gunn do one.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Shit, let Ron Howard do one. I'm whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just
Yes,
saying.
yeah.
I'm saying let him do another crack at X-Men. Look, Ron Howard can do an ensemble film, and that's essentially what X-Men films are. They're ensemble casts,
Yes.
right? So he can do that with ease. Willow, Apollo 13. You know, he can do an ensemble cast with no problem whatsoever.
No,
so
I agree. I
I
agree.
think he's a, you know, and let's be honest, you can see his polish on Solo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would love to see another director, a really, really established director, take a crack at X-Men and see what somebody else would do.
And it's great. We're finally at that. See, people were saying it's getting stale, but we're still progressing because now we're actually getting higher caliber directors and producers on these films. Not just that guy makes good action movies, sign him up. No,
Or
we're finding,
he had a hit movie 2 years ago.
Right.
We need to get him in
but
our...
we're actually finding directors that are like, he makes great movies, get him.
Mhm.
Not just makes great action movies, makes great genre films. You know,
Well, I think there was a
it's
little
still
bit of
going on.
leeriness with it after, and I hate to blame it because I think he's a fantastic director and I like everything, and I actually like that film. I think there was I think people backed off of that direction after Ang Lee doing the Hulk. It didn't go the way everyone intended it to go, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah.
So I think some of that kind of,
Yeah.
you know, there for a while, superhero films were a risk to begin with. So why make it riskier by getting somebody who's as far from your logical selection for that type of film to direct it? And I think Ang Lee was that, and it didn't quite work out the way anybody expected it.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of made people gun shy. That's all.
No,
you know
I
what
can
mean?
understand that.
And I think it just took a while. But I'd love to see some of the other major directors other than Singer. I think there's a lot of, honestly, what's Whedon doing?
Yeah, well, since he dropped out of Batgirl, nothing.
But I'm saying, though, there's somebody I would love to have tenderly take over X-Men because, yet again, he can do an ensemble cast.
And he wrote a hell of a great X-Men story, the comics.
And he did. But you know what
Astonishing
else is
X-Men.
nice about the X-Men is, it is a very female-driven
Yes.
group, right? You've got a lot of female superheroes in the X-Men, okay? He is excellent with female characters, right? I mean, that's no secret. This is not anything that's... I think he is a perfect choice to take over an X-Men film. And then, yet again, we talked about it in one of our other segments. There are over 500,000 effing X-Men titles, stories, and what have you, okay?
Yeah.
Pick one. Pick a Department H story. Pick a,
Excalibur.
Well, yeah, absolutely. There's all these great stories. There's all these
Alpha
great
Flight.
characters out. Yeah, well, I said Department H, So anyway, but I'm just
when
saying,
I think of Department H, I'm thinking of the like Wolverine, Maverick, Sabretooth.
yeah, okay.
Over.
I got you.
That's just my
No,
personal
I got you.
Okay.
But I'm saying there's these great stories. Literally 35, 45 years, 50 years of X-Men stories. And some of them don't even have to do with Magneto.
A great deal of them. Or even, you know what? Why pussyfoot around? Just make him headmaster of the school, like in the comics.
I think that's... I would love to see an X-Men film where at the end of it, Xavier gets taken off by the Shi'ar, right? Whatever, okay? Or gets killed. Like everybody in Marvel gets killed.
Yeah.
And then Fassbender, and I mean this, Fassbender takes over as headmaster. I would love to see that little spell. Go to the Savage Land after that. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
Hell, we could actually have the X-Men vs. Avengers storyline that we had in the 80s, where the Avengers were tracking down Magneto to bring him
into
justice. And the X-Men were defending him because at that time he was a good guy.
Well, and then, what made that series great was not only were those two duking it out, but then you had the Soviet super soldiers, Russia's premier superhero team.
Oh, yeah.
In the middle of that, too. So it wasn't just Avengers versus X-Men. It was this backdrop as well. And that was one of the best 4-issue miniseries. If you don't know what we're talking about, it was like 87, 88, somewhere in there, that time frame, maybe even 89.
Yeah, I think.
Great storyline. It was X-Men versus Avengers, and I highly recommend it. But that's a great, perfect.
Yeah, it happened
story
after
to be
Fall
adapted.
of the Mutants. No, I'm thinking of the Fantastic Four one. That happened after Fall of the Mutants because Kitty was still ethereal.
Oh, okay.
Trapped, and Nightcrawler was still in a coma.
But there's a great subject matter.
Yeah.
There is that is a script waiting to happen.
Yes.
So I think, is it 6 films? I think it's 6 films right now with the potential of being 12.
Okay.
I have no problem believing that whatsoever. You know what I mean? We don't really know the Star Wars lineup.
No.
So there's another possible
or
6 windows.
Disney themselves.
Well, sure, that's what I'm
Pixar,
saying. All of
things like
those
that, yeah.
dates are going to be interchangeable.
We'll have a Disney property once a month
Most likely.
from here on out.
Whether it be a Star Wars, Marvel, or their own. I agree. Absolutely.
And I know that alone is enough to piss people off, but
why?
I'm super happy about it. I mean, there is no reason. People just hate to hate. Yeah.
What do you want? Every month a fucking DC movie that's unwatchable? Look, at least, here's my thing. I'll always say the same thing over and over and over again. I want to be entertained.
Yes.
Okay? You're going to go get me to spend $12 to $15 at a movie theater. Okay? Heaven forbid I take my wife and kids. Because if I do, I have to give them the pink slip to my car as a down payment for the snacks and fruits and drinks and whatever else. So why not go to the film that entertains me?
Yeah.
Okay? Is every one of them going to be Shakespeare? No, they're not. But am I going to be transported for 2 hours? Most likely. So who cares?
That's a very good point. I know.
Anyway.
I feel you. Anyway, that was just us.
Hey, 5 weeks till Infinity War. That's what matters.
Hell yeah. And we had fun talking about what the 6 movies, the mystery movies could be.
And most importantly, when this hits, we hit 100 subscribers.
So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
It verified us, so we feel real. So thank you.
You're very real. We didn't feel real before. Now we feel real.
I'm a real boy.
But thank you. Thank you all.
very much.
We appreciate it.
So anyway, keep being rad.
Stay dorky.
See you next time.